Traditionally, if you look at the Japanese housing system, and you discover, especially,
very congested.
their houses are really small, and even their bathrooms are really small. So it's an open place where they can come and just relax and then, Okay. When I first entered the first floor, I moved to the other one, which was a bit colored one, and it has this honey scent sort of, right? Yes, that was equally, very relaxing, and they believe that it has some healing, health aspects also, attached to it.
Well, dear, and I guess that must have been pretty much interesting. Public bath, I cannot imagine that anywhere. But anyways, it is Japanese culture, and I bet it was interesting to watch. But coming back to you, I've seen you taste quite different delicacies, especially when you talk about, especially fish on the expedition Japan, which I must say was quite interesting to watch. It was interesting, and it was very educative as well. So tell us about some of the delicacies you've got to taste, especially when it came to fish, because I saw different fish in many different ways.
Okay, because Japan is an island country, so they're fond of eating fish a lot, and the sushi is the...
What's sushi?
Sushi is the raw fish that Tijan ate. You saw Tijan eating the sushi, raw fish. That's raw tuna with rice dipped in soy sauce. So they're fond of eating that because it's part of their diet and it's part of their culture. And normally for us here, we take oysters. We normally roast oysters or we boil them or steam them, but for them they can take it fresh. That was amazing and strange, really.
I think you even had to
I did not swallow it. I did not swallow it.
Wow. Coming to Tijan, that sushi, is it called? Did you get to actually, how was the sushi? I wonder how would raw fish taste like?
Tijan tried.
Yes, and to be honest, it wasn't the least appetizing because I wasn't used. I'm not used to it, right? And
we are used to the cooked one.
Yeah, I can imagine.
There was a certain point when I even have to tell my director that I'm going to try it, but please, I can disappoint you along the line because I was even scared of vomiting and then. But the whole thing is it's really beautiful, and it was a very nice experience, really. Yeah.
I'm coming to you. Finally, I saw you in one of the Japanese attire, pretty traditional.
Kimono.
Kimono, is it? Is wrapper and everything. Is it difficult to put on as it looks like? Is it difficult to wear as it look like? I'm sure it's not as convenient as being on a half-done.
That one, you need special help or assistance because at one point there is a way they tied it at the back, which requires some special skills. But other than that, to me it was really, and when I put on it, the owners, the proprietor, and then they were all very happy. Yeah, because they.
You know why? Because Tijan was taller.
Yes, I was tall, and it was so it was really beautiful.
It was so amazing for her.
For them, they were so happy when I put on it.
Wow.
It was just like, and that's really great. I really love it.
Okay, thank you. I must say again, I'll keep on emphasizing this is indeed a rare opportunity to have fun to Sunday.
Before we go, just to remind you that the TV Osaka crew, they were here to do a documentary about the cultural aspects of the Gambia. They came first, and then we did filming at the Tanje Fishing Center and the Bakau and groundnut production in Banjulinding. For us, we believe that is going to promote our infant industry. Because the film will be shown in Japan at the same time. And also they went to one of our cultural sites, that's the Kunta Kinte Island. And I feel that's important. To showcase the cultural aspects of the Gambia.
And another thing is, shortly before I go, is like today, if I have something that I will really want to copy from the Japanese, is their high sense of discipline.
Discipline.
Yeah, because that is it's really visible.
And cleanliness.
Yeah. that discipline can be seen everywhere, at the family level, on the street, in the traffic, and everywhere. So that is one thing I would have really loved to borrow from the Japanese people. And equally, they are also workaholics. You know, like Japanese don't believe in come to work at 8 and then close at 6. And I believe that if we can borrow those two attitudes and then implement it here, definitely we will. So it's no doubt today the Japanese are where they are. You know, simply because of their hard work and their attitude towards and that work. Is what I want to borrow from the Japanese, so that we Gambians can equally do it
hopefully
in order to achieve Vision 2020.
That's true.
Thank you. Where there you have it, an extensive view of Japan from the people who were recently there, who is Fatou Sanesise and Tijan Jane. Well, that's it. It's been pretty interesting and amazing, and I feel like I want to be in Japan someday. But until then, this is Weekend Spectrum. Over now to news beyond our borders. Taksim Square has been the scene of an unceasing protest that has pitted the security and so-called environmental activists for more than a week now. We now give you a correspondent's diary on Turkey's iconic monument.
The vista from above tends to give you a radiant landscape, isolated, yet refreshing to watch. Every time the flight hovers, there is every likelihood that the picture will get brighter as you descend. This vast stretch of land is inhabited by millions of people who have little or no idea what is going on through the flight or what we are seeing. As a stranger or a detached observer, the feeling you tend to get inside you is an affluent settlement, a highly industrialized nation, awash with numerous opportunities. The aerial view is getting more and more attractive and inviting, yet the flight is now touching down. Thank God, this was another incident-free flight. Welcome to Istanbul's financial capital of Turkey. Tucked in a wonderful geographical location, Turkey has a staggering population of 77 million people. In the heart of this affluent society, there are iconic structures that symbolize individuals who helped carve modern-day Turkey. There is no other place where you get more people than this. In November 2009, I had the rare opportunity to travel to this beautiful place. I was here on assignment to cover the Vice President and Minister of Women's Affairs, Dr. Aissatou Njie Sedi, who was here to represent the President, His Excellency Sir Professor Alhaji Dr. AJJ Jammeh, at the OIC Summit in Istanbul. With some time to spend and having a passion for human interests, I set out to the city. Taksim Square is big news, and going there, I thought, was a wise thing to do. The square was built several years back, and since then, the square has become the national bantaba for millions of Turks and foreigners alike. It is impossible to estimate the number of people who spend their time here. I was generously aided by a young Turk, a university student. Fatih Nar was not a historian. However, his insight into the vision as portrayed by modern-day architects of the country was useful.
A few verses about Istanbul. I told very historical details about Istanbul to you along this program. But one sentence I will tell you. You have to feel. You have to smell the sea. You have to feel the sea, and you will understand what we are talking about.
As I drove from one place to another, I observed that the capital was divided into two zones, Asia and Europe. Wow, I said to myself as I walked as fast as I could to join the next ferry. A widely traveled journalist from Al Jazeera could not help but deliver a sharp and crisp piece to camera to highlight the significance of where he found himself.
This narrow strip of water in Istanbul is all that separates Asia from Europe. On that side of the shore is Europe, and on this shore is Asia. That's the reason that Turkey has always been described by the outside world as a bridge between continents, cultures and religions. But there's a new drive under the Turkish foreign minister that wants to see Turkey and reveal Turkey not as a crossroads, but as a center in itself, a center of power, a center of influence.
I had my own take. In fact, I tried to reach as far as the Asian side of Istanbul. It was a beautiful place.
Istanbul has given us the unique opportunity to learn about the first-hand history of this cosmopolitan settlement. It has also, if anything, given us the unique opportunity to meet the people who matter most.
Throughout the year and after that, nothing significant happened at this square. However, few weeks back, things started to change when authorities at Ankara decided to erect some structures at Taksim Square. The reaction from the ordinary people was spectacular. From a quiet yet lively place, the square was now like a war zone. Day in, day out, people started to